Hello and welcome to Mad For It. It's the boys on the road to Wembley in 2025 to see Oasis. With me, Adam, this is Tom, and
What's happening?
we seem to have an empty seat today.
Oh my goodness, what's happening?
Well, we've sent old Josh on a very, very special mission. He's trying to infiltrate the Oasis practice sessions, so
Yeah.
he's currently on a very, very special mission, special project, so he's not with us today, but we will hear his thoughts later.
Yes.
Don't groan at the fact we will still hear from him in the episode, but we will hear from Josh later on. That's because today's episode, I'm very excited about this.
Yeah,
I think this could be a really, really interesting chat.
Mm-hmm.
Be Here Now.
Yeah, the third album.
Exactly, Oasis' third album, perhaps the end of an era, lots to discuss, they go a bit mental, but we'll get into the thick of it, we'll get into every single track in this episode. But first, I think there's some news, Tom.
There's always plenty of news. I've just been scraping up news and trying to find out what the boys are doing. News has come and gone, two sets of news about the same item.
Yeah.
They were officially not going to play Hello because of the Gary Glitter thing. And now they are going to play Hello. So that's happened. They officially did not get into the Hall of Fame this year. That's another piece of news.
Yeah, do you think they care about the Hall of Fame?
They mention it in this album. So
That
I
is
think
true.
maybe they like, it's almost 30 years since they mentioned it in this album.
Maybe they were waiting until we reviewed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes complete sense to me. But there's a new tour poster. We're so desperate. It's like a slightly different image to those images.
But it's colour, isn't it?
It's in colour.
In colour, wow.
That's something to get excited about. We're just so excited.
Always in colour. That's obviously just to sell, so they can sell the black and white, and then
Of course.
that was the 2024
that's
Live
what
25
it is.
poster, and this is the 2025 Live
that's
25
it.
poster.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to get the back of their heads soon. It's going to be a really good one.
Cardboard cutouts.
The full discography is on spatial audio on Apple Music.
What is that?
It's some guy sat in his bedroom for 18 months and he placed all of the instruments in a 3D scape. So should you listen to it via Apple Music, unfortunately, then you would get, the drums are over here and Liam's coming in from over here.
We went back into the archives. We got all the original tapes, all the original hard drives when things went to Pro Tools, and all the notes that were available. And I got to reassemble these songs from the original pieces, from the original tracks. I mean, it was like an archaeological expedition to find all of the pieces, put them back together, make sure they're all correct, and and again, honor those original intentions and match those mixes.
It's like surround sound.
Essentially, yeah. It's a new way of doing it. So they've redone apparently the whole discography, not just the best stuff, not just this. Master Plan included in that.
So who's done this? The band?
No, just some like Kid in his bedroom, I think. But like officially, it was like.
I was gonna say you need like the original.
Yeah, apparently there was a whole thing
Track.
over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got the tour coming up, and they got the the reunion and all this, and they thought we should put 3D sound. So.
But can I ask what setup you need to get 3D sound?
You need
Because
3D
you must need
spatial
like 8
audio.
different
Correct.
speakers.
Absolutely, it's like the Pink Floyd thing where they release it every Dark Side of the Moon every 6 months, and it's all like it's surround sound. It's an old-fashioned thing from like.
Basically, it's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick.
No
yes.
one will have the setup. For
And I
this.
did listen to it because you can kind of preview stuff, and I couldn't tell the difference. I mean, I've got pretty good headphones. I thought it would at least give me like a 180 kind of, bass is up here. It's just like you take stereo, which is 2 channels, and then you just multiply it as a circle.
Growing up, my mum and dad got like surround sound speakers.
Oh, nice.
So like, there's like the telly and like the bar underneath, whatever, and then there's sort of 2 that are behind you.
Mm-hmm.
But because their room's like an oblong shape, both of the back ones are to the left, completely neutering the point of the surround sound, because you might as well just get it all blasted at you. So if they can't hack it, what hope do any of us have? 18 speakers needed.
That's it. Well, we're all going to have to get it now. We're going to have to get it for this shed and just do the whole surround sound thing.
Do you reckon the tracks where they do like a little hand clap? That's just like what you need a speaker just for like.
Yeah, you need to spend like 700 quid just for a little speaker.
Yeah.
So that's obviously really exciting on the news. Last piece of news is it's called The Battle, and there's a West End show about the rivalry between Blur and Oasis.
Oh.
Yeah.
This sounds interesting.
I couldn't get any more information from the webpage to show me like perhaps the cast or like a flavour, like a teaser. And there's actually no pictures of the cast in the promotional stuff. It's just like Damon and Noel.
Ooh.
So
is this like officially licensed?
it says West End show, so it's not a musical. So I don't know about licensing, but.
So there'll be no music in it.
Well, that's what we were going to do for our movie.
Can't license
So we're going to get cast.
Yeah.
Cast to do all the music. So That's the news for this
Wow.
week. Yeah.
Actually, some good news this time. Yeah.
So it's finally ramping up.
Really with the theatre though, they should have had a Blur play and then an Oasis one next door, and then see which one lasted the longest. Like Oasis is like the mousetrap,
Which one
and then
did you go and see?
Blur's like Les Mis, like which are you gonna go for? But that brings us to today's episode, which is Be Here Now, which I don't know about you, but I've got a lot of thoughts on this album.
I've got pages and pages and pages.
Yeah.
I had a religious experience listening to this album today.
Yeah.
And maybe we should just start with like where we were, what we know of this album before we did the research, before we dug in.
Well, I'll tell you what, this album for me is like actually kind of a forgotten album. Like I obviously was young at the time. This came out in August '97, so I was like 7, but I don't like really like growing up I would know the first 2 albums, and then as we discussed in the previous episode, Heathen Chemistry, like that was the first one I bought, and I remember Truth coming out, and by the time Dig Out Your Soul came out I was sort of like that's another one where I kind of got no knowledge from at the time because I wasn't really that interested in Oasis anymore, and this is sort of this weird gap, a bit like Shoulders, where it's kind of not that period of Oasis where I was a teenager and like knew it, and it's not the classic albums which I knew because they were the classic albums.
Exactly.
What about you?
Almost exactly the same. I knew the first 2 from like the car and from the singles on the radio and stuff, and then this. I was 9 at the time, so that just went right by me. Yeah. And it hasn't come back. I think that's another thing.
Yeah.
Some songs like Songbird or whatever, they just kind of stick around and kind of float around and you grab them. Almost none of this in my life has like come back to me to domesticate.
But I think Oasis feel the same way, because I was looking at sort of what tracks they played, and basically everything off this album from like the live show they sort of ditched by the time you get to early 2000s, very early 2000s. I think one of the songs they had on their final tour, but they were doing the tours in that gap where they weren't playing anything from this album, which is, to me, makes it feel like a bit more of a oddity almost. So
I'm actually getting a call from Josh.
Oh right. Oh my god.
What he has to say. Hey boy, you're live.
You're live on the Mad For It podcast. Do not swear.
How's everyone doing?
Good mate.
Just had some lunch, finished up. How's the world of the Mad For It podcast?
It's excellent. Thank
It's
you.
good. Some are saying it's the best it's ever been with just the 2 of us.
I never doubted it. I've always wanted it out, so I'm glad.
Well, how's your special mission going? Cracking the Oasis rehearsals?
Bloody hell, you wouldn't believe it. I can't tell you where it is, but somewhere tropical.
Oh right. Cardiff.
Living in luxury, I've never seen Liam and Noel so happy. I don't know personally, but from a distance they look very happy.
Yeah.
And so.
Great.
Sounds like me and stuff.
Well, thank you very much for your contribution to the podcast. We will be hearing from you later though, because we will have your track reviews for this album, which we will drop in later if you get a chance in your stalking of the band.
Alright lads, I'll take it. I'll have a freeway orange soda. But you guys take care now. Mad for it.
Mad for it.
Ciao.
Wow. So it was like he was in the room.
Literally.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. Nothing changes, does it?
You could have just not answered.
I let it ring for about a minute.
Yeah.
He didn't get the point.
18 missed calls. He's been desperate. But then what a great place to start then. Should we go down the tracks?
Yes.
Or should we start with a little bit of trivia about the album first, actually? Let's have a...
Because I've been doing a lot of digging about this album, because I think for me, this is the most interesting album. Maybe not musically, but as far as like where we are, what we do. Because we knew by the time we got to Giant that... things were kind of blown over a bit, and it was a bit, we were still in the muck. So I wanted to see, where were we with this and what was so good. So I'm just going to run through a bunch of quotes, and I think essentially this is going to, quotes and facts. I think this is going to sum up almost everything we're about to say.
Yes, okay.
But in a less personal way.
Please stay tuned.
It's Liam's favourite Oasis album.
Yeah.
It's the biggest selling album of 1997.
Yeah.
Be Here Now is a George Harrison quote, and it was also said by John Lennon.
Gosh. Beatles' influence is strong on many of these tracks as well.
The original sleeve was going to be each of the band in 4 locations with Liam in the middle. And they were going to fly them out based on what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Wigsy wanted to be in Jamaica on a beach with a joint.
Yeah.
And like Bonehead wanted to be in a Rolls Royce with something else, and they were going to do literally like a 4-panel with Liam in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they storyboarded it and everything, so we kind of dodged a bullet there.
I mean, I think that would have summed up the just excess
Yes.
of this album
Yes.
actually perfectly.
Oh.
How much money were they throwing around? Like, yeah, we'll just fly to Jamaica to take a picture,
Yeah.
and then fly you back. Oh, we'll leave you out there for 2 weeks.
Well, I was learning about the photo shoot today for what became the cover, and the photographer, or the guy that was sort of managing the shoot, he said that when Bonehead showed up, he was driving a DB7, and that was this guy's favourite car.
Yeah.
Bonehead threw him the keys, and he went, "Yeah, have a drive around."
Oh my god.
This guy didn't get out of first gear. And Bonehead said, and he was like, "Well, I'm not sure. What if I crash it?" Bonehead said, "I'll just get another one." So that is the complete excess of where we are. Let's see. Noel said they should have taken a year off, but the management was the infighting made the management want them to put something together in case they fell apart.
Yeah.
Which again, I think sums up the album in an interesting way. This is my favourite. This is absolutely my favourite. So this is Be Here Now. This is a Noel quote. "It's a bunch of guys on all the songs are really long and the lyrics are shit. Every millisecond that Liam isn't singing, there's a guitar riff in there, like something from Wayne's World." So do we need to keep going?
But he's saying that as if that's a bad thing.
Yeah, well that's what I mean, yeah. It's another Noel quote, "Just because you sell a lot of records doesn't mean you're any good. Look at Phil Collins."
Oh, and Josh isn't here to defend that either.
I know.
Slight dig.
Something you mentioned earlier in the intro, not listening to it and things like this. BBC included it in their 2018 list of acclaimed albums that no one listens to anymore.
Well, I think that sums it up very well, and I think that's a good point to dive into some of the tracks.
Let's dive in straight. Yeah.
I think we'll start right at the top with "Do You Know What I Mean?" And I don't know about you, but I don't know. I thought this was always like one of their like lesser big songs to me, like sort of not that top tier, like very good. But I don't know. I thought this was like such a great opener to the album. I think it's just like brilliant. And I love the little Morse code, like
They play in the studio. I like that. That's a very Morning Glory thing, and I like they carried that over.
Yeah, and that's like, I don't know, the theme just across the whole album, I think, is that like excess, and it's just like, and like, let's just get the elephant in the room is that every single song is too long on this album. It is just massive in length and everything.
Noel said that on some of the songs they've got 30 guitar overdubs. It's like a fucking My Bloody Valentine album. It's just like this crushing ball of sound.
Literally. Which is like, obviously Beatles influence the whole like Phil Spector thing. But it's not just them nicking bits of Sgt. Pepper, which they do on some of the tracks, which we will get to towards the end, but it's like a different thing they've liberated from the Beatles.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, this is kind of more on the saggy Ian Brown side of things. It's got very like and I'm kind of glad that doesn't go all the way through the record, because I think that could have really set a kind of a different tone. Always good to hear the brothers harmonising.
Yes,
so as rare as that becomes, it's still a treat at this point. And there's a reference to the Beatles, The Long and Winding Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fun nugget of trivia I found about this song was, obviously this was the first single off the album, and Noel Gallagher basically said he expected someone to say, right, you need to chop off about 2 minutes off this track, but because they were so big and like basically untouchable, no one ever dared, like no record label, nothing. No one was like,
There is like an 8 to 9 out of 10 album here, if they chopped off almost 20 minutes of
every song.
No, you know, they took a third off of every song. I bet someone on YouTube has made it where you just fade out the shalalalas of every song, and it just becomes these 3.5 minute wonders where it just whips through and it's really strong. Very impressed by this. I liked the "Do You Know What I Mean" being like something they would say and they made it into a song. It's just like a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy to be like, you know, this is a song about us and we talk like this, and it's kind of it's good for the audience to be like, this is like, we say this and we wrote this, and it's like, it's very, only someone on their third album that's this big could do that and be understood in that way. But they say that all the time.
And like not to like jump ahead to like final thoughts of the album, but that this album has swagger about it, and obviously the first two do, but in like a different way. Like the first one is like, we're changing rock and roll, and like this is just like, we're massive now, we'll just do whatever we want, and it'll be more epic, like everything will just be turned up to 11, literally.
Absolutely. You said about epic. I've coined something on the way walking here today.
Yeah.
The O factor. Because I feel like what was missing from all the other albums and why I was such a miserable sod on all the other albums, because it didn't make me want to get up. It didn't grab me by the throat and say, "Come on, rock and roll star." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this has got that swagger. It's got the O factor, and I think that almost prevails through 60% of the album in a really good way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going into this, I almost didn't expect it, because I thought, there must be a reason we don't listen to this.
Yeah.
Like,
no one's got the time because it's so long. It's like, let me just set aside 5 hours to listen to one album.
Yeah, alright.
Well, next track is My Big Mouth. And in not to pre-up the later songs, but in an album where I like a lot of this album, this was sort of decent, but no more than that.
Interesting. This was an 8 out of 10 for me.
Was it?
I really felt like this was exactly what I didn't expect to find.
Yeah.
This was what I wanted from all the albums after this.
Yeah.
It's that, it's again that rock and roll star, and it got me going. Yeah, walking slowly down the Hall of Fame, which they didn't get in.
Well, they also mentioned the NME as well in that.
Yeah.
So obviously they're just desperate to get the Godlike Genius Award, Hall of Fame. They're really, really shilling for it.
But honestly, I think as far as we always say, like, they always do a really crap song at the start, and then it goes into either a really good song or an even worse song. I felt like this kind of edged out the first song for me.
Yeah.
I felt like the first one, do you know what I mean, kind of warms you up. Second one gets you in the mood. You're right there, and I, again, so surprised by this in like such a positive way.
Well, this was what I mentioned earlier, how they sort of dropped playing any songs from this album very quickly. That was the song that they brought back in 2009. The one song. Yeah, this was it. So there's obviously some affection from the band. No, nothing from this album.
Really?
On that last tour, that was the one track that like the last handful of gigs. That's why I looked at the set list.
No, I thought they easily could have been 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Interesting.
Which I think is a sad thing for this year, is that actually we're probably not going to hear any.
We're getting
Stand
By Me.
1 or 2
We're
songs.
We're definitely getting Stand By Me.
Well, let's not jump ahead to Stand By Me, because just before then, Magic Pie. No.
Do you know what it is? If it wasn't the words Magic Pie,
yeah.
almost anything else.
Yeah.
Like In the Sky, like they've already done.
Yeah.
Like On My Thigh.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, cool. But it's this kind of very good song, and it's an old song, and it's great. But then there's just not much to grab onto. I felt like it needed that legitimizing lyric, and it didn't need to be 6.5 minutes.
Well, it's funny you say, because obviously I listened to this album a few times, and also I was really excited to listen back to it each time.
Yes.
Like start it again, which actually with some of the others, which after the Heathen Chemistry episode, I was like, oh, should I give that 4 stars, not 3? And then I heard this, and I was like, oh, this is like light years ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, this was the first. Like when I listened the first time, I was like, bloody hell, this is like a lot of long tracks. I was like, I'm only at like the middle of track 3, and I feel like I've been listening to this album for hours.
But I think at Stand By Me, we're already past the 20-minute mark.
Yeah.
Because it's like a 6 of 4 or 6 of 5 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think I know what you mean about the lyrics of Magic Pie.
Is Magic Pie something I'm missing? Is it like a northern thing that am I just so southern and white that I just don't understand?
Not that I know.
It's not some cool like, it means drugs, or it means
it's not like a Wigan kebab.
Get a pie, and it's
anything like that.
It's not. It must mean something. No one's going to write Magic Pie if it doesn't mean anything. So pie is the stupidest word you can put in a song. Right? Well, literally the single stupidest word you like. Trousers, magic trousers.
Yeah.
Baggy trousers works.
Baggy trousers. Yeah.
So maybe
song.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, I think this one. I was like, I think this is like a really big epic song, like they all are.
Of course, at 9 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to be. But yeah, this I was like the first intro. I was like, crikey, this is a long album, and I'm settling down to listen to. And then into Stand By Me.
Yeah, I mean, this for me is kind of what changed the game. Stand By Me, for 31 episodes, I've said I hate Stand By Me because it just makes me want to go in and buy Open Alone.
Yeah.
It's just mortgage music to me.
Yeah.
I was walking across the bridge on the way here, 30-degree heat, just finished work, coming to do the Man For It podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and all the other stuff, like and subscribe. And it all clicked.
Yeah.
Third listen of the day, it all clicked. And I couldn't remember the intro, verse, and bridge to this song, only the chorus.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I got brainwashed by Lloyd's TSB for the last 25 years.
Well, that's literally what I thought. I was just like, it's so sad this is now like bank advert music because it's really good.
It is really good.
It's genuinely really good.
Changes, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
There's some strings and some orchestral stuff.
I think my only thing about this song is, and it is because this is the turning of an era of Oasis, of course. Like, this is the last album with Bonehead and Guigsy, and you can really hear the strain in Liam's voice at times on this song, I thought.
So you always pick that up far more than me.
And
never pick up on that.
I just thought, because obviously his voice changes as we go on, and this was like, there's a couple of tracks where it's like, oh, you're quite raspy, and it doesn't detract from the song. I think it's brilliant, but I can just hear it there, like, oh god, this is like the end of that. Yeah, I'll just scream and shout, and it doesn't matter.
Are you saying that's a positive or a negative?
No, I mean, obviously I love the raw early days. Right. But like this is his voice changing to the point where by the next albums he can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But they also, that's another one where, again, I don't think they played live as much as people think.
I just thought this would just be a standard throughout. I thought this is an anthemic, it's easy, it's big, it's... Maybe Lloyd's Bank owned the song and they can't play it. Maybe they sold it. And
when they were struggling for cash, they were like, right, do you want to buy us off us?
Yeah, that's it. They're struggling for that week and they were like, well, we'll just make bank on a bank song.
Fair. Yeah. So, next track, halfway through the album we're getting to, and it's I Know.
Yeah, this just made me laugh because I saw the title and there's a Wayne's World thing where it's like, well, you've heard, you've seen, you know. So I'm going to put that in there. Yeah, good energy from Liam. Surprised I hadn't heard this. Punchy and classic sound. I think that's what I put for this. I think I only put 6 out of 10, but again, on that that second or third listen, I think everything went up in my estimation.
I think that's really harsh. I think this sounds like classic era Oasis.
The thing is, all my notes are from my first listen.
Yes,
scrutinising everything. I was like, it got on my commute to work. It's like, oh god, just every song's 9 minutes. And then by the time I was listening to it in the sun, I was like, this is life. Put it on at the barbecue and just let it play out. Yeah, brilliant, yeah.
And actually this one is unusual in that it's just shy of 4.5 minutes, but that is the shortest song on the album, barring the closer, which obviously just bringing up a previous song
again. It's pretty punk rock for them, isn't it?
Yeah. But I think this is great, and like I said, sounds like classic era Oasis, and we've got the halfway point in the album, and one thing I'm thinking at this stage is this is a great album to like listen to. It's sort of just big, and basically every time I listened to this back recently, I've just listened to the whole album, or picked it up halfway through if I've done the first half. And actually, it's a great album to listen to, which is such a common complaint we've had with their other albums, where it's like, oh, it's brilliant first half, sags in the second, or the track listing is not quite right.
Until the end.
Here we go. Well, should we take a little moment, because we need to hear from young Joshua, hear his thoughts on the first 6 tracks. So, over to you, Josh.
Yo, Josh here. In beautiful Tenerife, following the Oasis rehearsals. So yeah, so far so good. Spotted Liam and Noel around. Heard them playing a few tunes. Maybe some of them are from this album, maybe some aren't. But yeah, first song right here, right now it's a song, classic song. I feel like it's one that I heard a lot. Was always on the radio. Starts off kind of like the beginning of Morning Glory, the track. Same kind of thing. It's like, remember that cool kind of long intro-y thing, like sounds coming through? Let's do that again. Like, people like that. We'll kick it off. It's got a very late 90s sounding kind of thing that Giants had. Like the drums sound really kind of 90s. Like, could be on like Fly Away, like Lenny Kravitz stuff. It's always coming back to Lenny Kravitz when it's a 90s sound, 90s, 2000 sound. Yeah, it's a banger. Like, I really like the track. I like the riffs. The chorus is wicked. Like, it's a really good tune. Like, I wonder if they'll play it live. Like, this is probably in the second tier of, I wouldn't say it's the first one on the first list of stuff they're going to play, but there is a chance it could be in that second tier of songs to come through. But yeah, I think it's a great opener. It's kind of the same, a little bit different. Like, it's not too crazy out of the realm, but it sounds like the time post, that late to like 1999 kind of sound, 98, 99 sound. But yeah, I think it's a good track, and I'd be happy to see it live, so yeah, boys. Yeah, My Big Mouth, fucking banger, really good. Like, it's not one that I'm really familiar with at all. Like, I think I've seen live videos of it, so that gives me like a really live vibe. It's cool. I'd have to listen to it like a bit more, but yeah, I feel like this could be like a grow of like something I'd want to see live. It's just like, yeah, in the sunshine. It doesn't sound quite like that. I like the chorus. I like the progression of his vocals in it. And yeah, it's just a banger all the way through, I think. And yeah, Sleep, I didn't know this was here, and I'm happy to have heard it. And I'm definitely going to listen to it again. Yeah, proper sick. Magic Pie. See, I always struggle with Noel songs. I find with Noel songs they take me longer to listen to. And because I'm not very familiar with this album, it would really have to germinate for me to get into it. It sounds alright. It sounds quite full and well thought out. But it's going to have to be... It's definitely a grower, not a shower. So I have to give it more... the classic Oasis-y kind of vibes there. It's funny to hear this and then what they go for with Giants after. Still going with it. But following off of any of Noel's songs from Morning Glory, it's just not cutting it in comparison. I also hate the title. I hate the wordage of Magic Pie. I don't know if it's a drug thing, I don't know if it's something to do with weed brownies. But yeah, it's fucking gross. Like, really hate the title. It's like off-putting. Like, I can't imagine being in the crowd. Like, do you want to hear anything? Magic Pie. Like, oh, like yeah, play cream pie. Like, nah. So the title alone knocks it down for me. But the tune's alright. It definitely have to really listen to more of it towards the gig. And my opinion would probably change from that, I can imagine. Banking advert. It's an advert song. Play it by on football highlights of a team winning, coming together and becoming stronger. It's classic. Some people don't like it. I don't mind it. It's alright. It's wet. It's really wet. But it's a classic. There's a good chance they could probably play it because everyone knows it because of Santander or whoever it was who used HSBC, Lloyd's TSB, all of those guys. But yeah, it's wet, sloppy. It's Liam singing alright. Yeah, I can't knock it really that much. It's, yeah, the bank song. That's all I know. I hope I think I know. Yeah. I like it. Like, I like the chord progression. I like the energy of it. It's quite upbeat. I don't know if it could be anyone else. Like, could it be a feeder song or something? It's not got that kind of... Yeah, there's something about it that isn't quite Oasis-y. But I like all the elements. Yeah, like more like Ash, maybe. Which I think is cool. Like, it's another one that I'd really have to like listen to more and stuff. Really listen to this album. But yeah, there's not a chance they would ever play this live. But I like it. I wonder if it would have been alright as a Noel song. But Liam sounds wicked on it. Like, it sounds really good on it. So, yeah, I rate that one.
What absolute nonsense!
Terrible.
That man does not know what he's talking
Honestly,
about.
I don't know where he gets it from.
Oh, in Egypt. Right, second half of the album.
Yes.
Right, we're going for The Girl in the Dirty Shirt.
Yes. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you what, because you mentioned sort of order of the album. This has like good album closer vibes to me.
Yeah, there's a lot that kind of have that.
Yeah, well, yes, yeah.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
it's so long.
It's got the Stand By Me chords, which
Yes,
is really confusing. I thought it was fine, but not a lot to grab onto. Kind of in the Magic Pie way of things.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I tell you what, I thought it was like lovely to hear them like together so
Yes.
much on the track. I thought it was like a really nice, like, oh, this is great. I was like really, really vibing with that. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily the highest point in the album, but
Yeah.
I think it's good. And I think this is the sort of point in the album where other albums you're like, right, there's some duffers getting thrown in here. Whereas actually, I think for me anyway, it's like it's staying pretty consistently good.
Yeah.
No, you don't agree?
Yeah, I don't not agree. I just this is what we 5+ minutes.
Yeah, well that's
I think it's got to be good to get
Yeah.
I think for me this is just the lower point of the album.
Yeah,
not the lowest and not by far.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I think that to me the one that is getting a little bit draggy is the next song, which is Fading Out.
Yeah.
And especially when you listen to the album in full, where you're getting to sort of like close to the 40-minute mark, and they're doing 90 seconds at the end of just pure repetition.
Yeah.
Is like, right, okay, the whole album is going to be like this. The 4.5 minute track was a treat halfway through, really.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I am guilty of doing this now, but as soon as it started, I checked how long it was.
Yeah.
I put Noel's Cowboy Fantasy, a Beatles reference for Helter Skelter. Big middle. It does, obviously it comes crashing in at the, like 3.5 minute mark.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're doing the big version now. But then the vocals just do the same thing.
The
vocals don't go big.
Yeah.
It's got this kind of cacophonous guitar, but they're just kind of down here doing the soft guitar thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, boys, all right. Well, yeah.
But I think they learned from that lesson in a later song, in a couple of songs' time, which I'll come back to. But Don't Go Away is the next track.
This is, this should be, oh wait, no, sorry. Great Emotion from Liam's voice. I'm surprised I didn't remember this one.
Yes,
this feels like a kind of not a songbird or whatever, but like just a single, just like a big out of time kind of thing.
I completely agree. We're at risk of agreeing too much on this album, but I think there's like loads of emotion, sadness. It's like it's great, and it might be my favourite song on the album.
I call this song a jewel.
A jewel.
I think amongst the blurry brown.
If you work for Mojo magazine.
Maybe after this, we don't know. The only thing that made me laugh was the solo from Don't Look Back in Anger.
Yeah.
My own notes. Don't Look Back in Anger. And it was like the exact same part, and I was like, oh, were they kind of pulling in the old songs to give you that nostalgic hit? But I don't know, maybe he just ran out of riffs.
But I mean, I'm giving them a free pass on that. Maybe I'm in a generous mood, but I'm giving them a free pass because this is the culmination of all that earlier stuff. This is just everything they've done before.
Yeah.
Those two amazing albums, all the other stuff, and it's just thrown all together in one big pot. So and then we go on to the title track, Be Here Now.
How is this the title track? Be Here Now is a fantastic thing, especially for Oasis.
Yeah.
I think that's the best Oasis album title.
Yeah.
It's so Oasis, and it's so like, be here now, like, be in the moment, and like, we're so big, and you don't miss out.
Yeah.
And then this is, it's very like, Gary Glitter again, and we're going into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the riff just keeps going over and over and over. Crammed with references, Digsy's Diner being one of them.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, it's not what I expected from this. Cigarettes and alcohol kind of riff, but more funky, I put. And I also put it should be the last track.
Yeah.
So I think we are getting on a bit of a downhill end of the album.
We're sort of saying every track could be the last track, but kind of all the tracks could be the last track because they're all epic because of their length. Every single track is a closer, essentially. I really like it. I really like it, and I actually think this is a good section of the album.
Okay.
That we're sort of
what section you
getting into.
Mean, like the three, you mean like?
I think after from Don't Go Away onwards, I think probably Fading Out is maybe where the low point, which it's not a bad track by any means, but then I think we start like ramping back up again. And
you Around the World, really?
Oh, I was like, I imagine if they played this live.
We'd lose 40 minutes of the set.
I honestly
3 key changes, Adam.
Yes, and that's what the point I was going to make on the previous one, where you just said that, they don't really up everything. This is just like, right, we're up in the ante, we're up in the ante, we're up in the ante.
That's the drugs. I think he learned how to key change, and he was like, well, I'm just going to keep doing it.
I love this track.
Oh my goodness.
I think it is brilliant.
About 2 minutes 40, you could stop this song. And it
but
goes
why?
on for another 6.5 minutes. No, I just put 9 minutes, question mark. The most Beatles chorus ever.
Yes.
It has got one of the top 3 shines.
Yes. Yeah.
Bigger and bigger 3 key changes. Yeah, this is a blight on this
Oh
album.
no, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys, this is not it. This is they almost held it whole thing together.
Yeah.
Just 2 or 3 kind of 6 out of 10, 4, 2 or 5 out of 10. This ultimately is what puts this from a 5. Possibly 5.
Yeah.
4 and 4.9.
Yeah.
Down to 3.5.
I think the overdubbing and everything sounds great. And the first thing I wrote down when I was writing my notes for this track is a hot mess, and I love it. For it. It is nuts.
It's nuts. But I tell you what, if every fucking song wasn't 7.5 minutes,
Yeah.
give me 9 minutes at the end. Yeah, go do your shit, do your Hey Judes.
Yeah.
Give me fucking 45 minutes of Hey Judes. This is not acceptable.
There is a lot of Hey Jude. To come back to a very regular comment on their music.
This is... No, I'm sorry.
No, I just...
Absolute the worst part of the album.
I don't know, I could just imagine in another world where the boys didn't fall out and they stayed together, and even this point in time had passed and they're sort of in their 60s and this album was like much more like popular and well known, that's what they would end on, and it'd be literally like Hey Jude, everyone having a like big sing-along.
Yeah, but all these songs you can Hey Jude on.
Yeah, well, true, but I've got this picture of them both in their 70s, a bit like, I don't know, like the Who still rattling around,
right.
and this is what they're playing, because in this alternate reality, this was huge and is like people's favourite track.
It's because you like the Beatles so much.
Yes.
It's as close as you can get to the Beatles without putting a Beatles CD on.
Yeah. The most interesting thing I thought about this one was, again, looking at the set list, they basically dropped this in 1997, and like that's it. They don't play it, and I'm like, they were obviously expecting this to be like bang, another like huge signature track.
But it was a single, right? There's a video for it.
But it didn't take off, did it? And it's wrongly so.
Well, you put this in Gas Panic in a set list, that's your hour and a half.
Great, I love that. Don't need anything else. This for 30 minutes, Gas Panic for 30 minutes, and then this again for the encore for 10 minutes.
Let me say,
yeah.
Josh is the decider.
Okay.
Whatever that little man over there says,
okay,
that decides it forever. I have to love it, or you have to hate it.
No, I will always love it.
You're always going to be wrong, man.
Going back to the point I made earlier about Liam's vocal, this is always like quite raspy, and I still love the track.
Yeah,
but
don't get me wrong,
like,
it's not a bad track, but like 3 chord changes in 9.5 minutes, like, and then they do a reprise of it at the end just to really dig it in.
Yeah, like that's
unacceptable.
Which is literally like, that is possibly maybe their biggest ever Beatles rip, to go back to.
That's not saying much, is it?
Like, well, no, but like it's literally just Sgt. Pepper. They're just doing that exactly the same.
Yeah, Sergeant Sniffer, I think, was responsible for that one.
But that takes on to the next track. It's getting better, man.
Yeah. Love this from the Nebworth set.
Yeah.
Listened to it 100 times. To find out it wasn't a hit kind of surprised me, because I didn't really think, obviously, ever, that Nebworth was obviously between this and between Morning Glory and this.
Mm.
So that was a preview of the song to come. I thought it was just like a B-side or something from way back. Love this song. I think this is brilliant. And again, could be the last track.
Yeah,
it's got last track energy. But I think this sounds the most like old Oasis. It is O Factor all over it.
Yes, yeah.
This is like, get the guitar going, get the boys going, O Factor. Punchy, go ahead and take your 7 minutes. It's Oasis, big, fun and loud.
Well, I think I thought this was probably an album with so much excess. This might have been the most excess in any song. I know all around the world is loads chucked into it, but this is like I think, like you said, maybe a bit more pure Oasis, and it's still just massive.
Yeah.
Maybe you could tell about any song on the album.
Yeah. Well, this felt like genuinely this could have been on the first album or something.
Guitar solo was brilliant as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely love it.
Wicked
absolutely
stuff.
love it.
Yeah.
Could listen to that for a long time.
Apart from the Jewel, which was what, the slow one, Don't Go Away. I think this is the best song on the album.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Stand By Me has now gone from like number 571 to like number 8.
Yeah.
But this is what I want. You know, I'm sorry, Oasis. I want the Oasis. I want the O Factor. I want to feel in the crowd and with the boys. Everything's good. And just and that does it. And it does it in a way that after 9.5 minutes of Around the World, it's like a palate cleanser.
And if you hadn't had enough of All Around the World, they bring it back at the end just for another 2-3 minutes to go again.
That's so weird. Like, to do it in one song after.
Yeah.
Like, why not put All Around the World in the middle and then bring it back at the end?
Yeah.
And create like
it is bonkers.
Yeah.
Like, again.
If there's one song you don't need a reprisal of, because it's going to be in your head for the rest of your life. Yeah. I mean, easily the last 3 songs could have been the last song. Be Here Now, even though I don't love it, should have been the last song.
Yeah.
Be Here Now, end.
Yeah.
All Around the World. Okay, 9 minutes, end.
Yeah.
And then we got, actually a really good Oasis song. It's too long, end. Oh no, wait. We said, I mean, someone needs to take a hatchet to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's walking down, coming over here, and just not really paying attention to it in full,
Yeah.
and just kind of backgrounding it as I was walking around London, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Sunshine, because you're not thinking about every little drum beat and every little guitar, verse, chorus, verse. You're just kind of letting it wash over you, and that's the best way to listen to this album, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
The very end of that track, is it a door slam? It's sort of to end on.
I don't listen to it. I don't know.
I
said, we're not doing this again. I'm sorry. Like, you can't pay me this. Like, I'm not getting paid.
There's something else at the start. I thought it was like a boot closer, but then I think it's like a door slam. And I was just like, that's like, yeah, you've enjoyed it. We just went all out. F off. Right, that's it. Bang. Door closed on you. And I was like, well, that's.
It's a shame it wasn't 25 minutes.
Well, that's what I mean. At least only one. Some of the other tracks would have been 85 door slams on the end of it. But yeah, should we throw it to Josh to get his thoughts on the back half of the album and the decision on All Around the World as well?
All right, great.
The girl with the dirty shirt. I like it. I like the shuffle, the jangling, like the kind of kind of weird little sound to it. I like the harmonies between Noel and Liam on it. I think it's really good. Yeah, the piano is great. It's really good. It's like really enjoyable. But again, not one that we're probably ever going to hear live. But yeah, really good. I really like it. I like the use of Noel and Liam in it. The harmonising. It's great. Fading in, fading out. It's alright. Not a massive fan of it. I like the scream and then the band like kick in, really. Like, it's fine. The whatever harmonica kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, alright. It's okay. It's fine. It's yeah. Again, there's a lot of stuff on this album that you don't really hear out in the wild all that much. But it's not bad. It's weird, like the stuff that you do hear out in the wild more. Like, because yeah, this must be like considered their third best album, and it's alright. It's actually a good album, I think, so far. But yeah, this song, I'm like, whatever about it. I think it's, yeah, I don't know if it's like they're doing kind of different stuff, but the same. But maybe this one just doesn't hit me a bit. I don't know. I'm not thrilled by it, but you know, it's my opinion. Who knows? Who knows? Don't go away. Yeah, it's alright. I don't mind it. But because I've heard Slide Away first, I hear the similarities that they basically used for Slide Away on this. So I'm just hearing, technically this is Slide Away part 1. But because I've heard Slide Away, I prefer that more, and I think Slide Away is better. But it's got a very similar, very, very similar. It's fun. It's so funny to put that on the next album. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna make the same song on the next album, and they'll love it. But it's all right. It's not as good as Slide Away, so therefore, yeah, it's okay. Well, basically, literally, don't go away. It's alright, it's fine, but the thing is, it sounds very much like Slide Away. And if I probably heard this first, I might have liked it more, but because I heard Slide Away first, and I think Slide Away is actually a better tune. It's literally, like, they made this and they were like, oh, well, can we use this on Giants and make Slide Away? And then they're like, oh, what do we want to do for like the little guitar lead licks? Oh, I know, let's just use Don't Look Back in Anger's guitar lines again, because people like that, so we'll just use it again. I love it. So yeah. Hey, are you alright? Yeah, so it's a song made of other tracks. Granted, this did Slide Away first, but Don't Look Back in Anger did all the guitar. So yeah, whatever. Don't rate all that much. Yeah, Be Here Now, the title track. Yeah, I really like this one as well. I like the whistle. I like the weird continuous jangle throughout the whole thing. I like how it sounds a bit like Rock and Roll Star in the way he sings. Like, live my life and the stars shine. Ba, 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 ba. It's cool, yeah, it's a good track. I like how Liam's vocals sound on it for some reason. Not vocally, but how it's mixed sounds a bit like the first album, which is really cool. So yeah, I dig that. All Around the World. All Around the World! Not as good as the Red Hot Chili Peppers song. I don't know if it's that I fucking hated the music video as a kid when it used to be on like MTV or whatever. It really fucking did my nut in. But I don't care for this song at all. It's like just derivative. It's really like sickly, I think. I'm not a big fan of it. Good chance they could play it live, but I'm really not that bothered about this song. Probably my least favourite on the album so far. That might be controversial, I don't know. The prequel to Heathen Chemistry is better, man. We're getting better, man. Yeah, it's alright, yeah. It's like, I like the busyness of the guitar. It's just like a driving rock song, like some up from the previous two albums, it sounds like. It's not blowing my mind, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not bad, I'd say. Like it's fine. I've never before listening to it this time really heard it, but it's cool. Like I like the instrumental, but like the vocals sound like, I can't put my finger on which song it is, but when the chorus sounds like another song that Liam sings, and I can't remember, but that seems to happen a lot. I don't know if it's a predecessor or just ripping off something he's already done. But yeah, it's alright. All Around the World reprised. I actually prefer it to All Around the World because it doesn't have some vocals that know me clearly. And yeah, it's big, bombastic, it's short, it's like a little instrumental. I don't know if this was just a re-release that they added this or for the original. But yeah, it's weird to just stick it there, like, oh no, actually we've got this bit that sounded really good that we couldn't fit in the song, or oh, it actually sounded better without Liam's song. Let's put it on there, people can decide. But yeah, weird closer for the album considering you've already had a closer which was actually a bit lackluster in comparison to what closer, like, or definitely Baby's closers. But maybe Oasis aren't a band of sticking the landing. But yeah, that's that.
There we have it. It's been decided. Sorry, mate.
He is so wrong.
Summer is on my favour, on my side.
I refuse. I will not like this song. I'm not being bullied by you two idiots into thinking this song is no good, because it is brilliant and I love it to pieces. So that's the end of it as far as I'm concerned.
Alright, understood. Right. Ready?
Yeah.
Right, I've got one question for you.
Oh yeah.
Did this kill Britpop?
Oh, what a great question.
1997. It's not a very long period of time. If you consider like 94 to 97. Britpop arguably went into 2099, like something like that.
Yeah,
it's probably another 3 years of gas in the tank. But did it kill it?
Is it spent, basically? Yeah, there's nothing left in the tank after this. Maybe, and I think actually, in just Oasis terms, they sort of had to change after this. And I know we've sort of been going back through the albums, and you know, there's lots of highs and lows in the later albums, but they couldn't have gone anywhere else from this apart from trying something at least a little bit different. But they couldn't have went, oh, we need to be bigger and better, because you couldn't make anything bigger than this. It's possibly the biggest album ever in terms of just how big it is, the excess of it all. Yeah. So it probably forced the hand of definitely Oasis and possibly the others as well. But then also this is when, like I said earlier, Bonehead leaves, Grigsby leaves. The band is changing anyway by that point, and it's sort of your mid-later period Oasis begins.
Yeah, I mean, they probably left and then came back before All Around the World was finished.
Yeah. So final thoughts on the album then. I'm very keen to hear your...
Well, you know me, doubting Thomas, and I am. This album, in 3 listens, changed from a 0 to a 8.
Yeah.
We rank things out of...
At 5.
It's getting a 4.
Okay.
It is the illustrious white whale that Josh is always tracing, the third best Oasis album.
Yes, yeah.
Because having, like, maybe it was Giants, maybe it was Truth, and now hearing this, it's like, oh no, those are in the dust.
Yeah, yes.
Those are absolutely... I'm still interested to hear for what we're going to talk about for Dig Out Your Soul.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's way down the road. It's not even comparable, but I think there is a lot of merit to that.
Yeah.
That, in my mind, from memory, will at least contest.
Yeah.
Maybe not third place, but at least a soft 4th.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I know the whole world disagrees and they don't believe the truth or whatever. Just listen to it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Put it on at the barbecue, put it on in the car, let it just soak into your veins a little bit like the doing, and then it all comes together.
Yeah.
It's kind of a rare treat in that respect.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've had an album where I've gone in and been like, oh my goodness, we put it off this long because
we hadn't had the time.
It's 31 episodes in. We didn't do this in episode 3 because we were like, it's not going to be any good.
Yeah.
It's going to be really sad and it's going to get us down. We're going to have to talk about it for an hour.
I agree with you that it is easily
maybe the third best Oasis album,
I would say. And there was some doubt in my mind, like before, like really, really properly listening to it and analysing it and listening to it again and again in the last sort of like couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bloated, it's overproduced, it's a mess at times, but that's what it's meant to be. So I can't criticise them for that because they set out, let's make something big, and they've made something ginormous.
They made something too big.
Yeah.
They made a colossal giant.
Yeah. So you're giving it 4 stars, this album?
Yeah, thick and heavy.
I think I like it more than you.
But does it rank in a 5? It's not about me and you, it's about...
but...
It's almost nothing to do with me and you.
I think...
You're going to do a 5.
And I didn't think I would do this for this album.
No, come on.
This is 5 stars. Be Here Now, 5 stars. It is brilliant.
So if I mix and match 3 vinyls, and you would be happy if I gave you any one of the 3?
Well, I need 3 times as long to listen to this one compared to the earlier ones. Yeah. I'd spy it from our thick vinyl boxes. But if I had the time to listen to the full album, I would happily sit down and listen to this just as much as the other 2. I think it is great.
It's got something to say for itself.
It's got a lot going on, and I love it for that. It is huge.
Should we see what Josh has to say?
Yeah, wait for him to give it 1 star, by the way. Those 2 look like 2 little fanboys, and this little group comes on. Right, over to Josh. What do you think, Joshua?
So, Be Here Now. I rate it. I do rate it a lot. I want to listen to more of it and get into it. It's got that old energy of the first 2 albums in it, which is definitely lost by Giants. I think I have to give that a 4 out of 5. That album, really do. I'm excited. It's a shame that not a lot of it's going to be played, but it's got a spirit there. It's just a bit misguided and uncontrolled. It's just like, let's make songs that are like this, but there's no guidingness to them. But 4 out of 5. Yeah, like it.
Yeah, pretty universal. Pretty universal praise for this album. Which, and I think actually maybe it's been one where we have been really united. Whereas I think some of the other ones, the mid-ranking albums, your Heathen Chemistries, we've disagreed a little bit, but we've all come together on this one. It's top Oasis.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, and who knew? Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought it? Yeah.
As surprised as anyone else. But there we go. I should have listened to this for the last 25 years. What an idiot I am. I don't know anything about Oasis. Is that it?
Right, well I think that's it.
Yeah.
What an episode and what an album.
Excellent stuff.
Absolutely brilliant. And I would really encourage anyone at home to sit down. You're obviously going to have to put aside a whole afternoon.
Take a day off.
Listen to it. Take a day off.
Just for all around the world.
And listen to it, because I think this is sorely underrated in the pantheon of Oasis. Yeah. And if you want to let us know in the comments what your favourite tracks are, what your thoughts on the album are, do you love it, do you hate it? We know it can be a bit divisive, an album. Please let us know in the comments. And remember, you can follow us on social media. All the details are on screen. And you can listen to us on Spotify as well, which is a great way to listen to us on the move. And please subscribe to us over there as well. But I think that brings to an end today's episode, doesn't it? So, thank you very much for joining us, Tom. Cool. No thanks to this guy for not being here. And we'll catch you next time. Mad for it.
Mad for it.